Baler's back, sold 300 bales of hay, and the 966 is broken again. Went to start it up yesterday, and well, pouring fluid, as you can see the puddle, pouring fluid out of this thing back in here. This I don't know what you would call it. If it's like if that's the clutch assist or whatever it is, I think it is. Clutch is attached to it, hydraulic fluid and that stuff is in there, but it's leaking. Like I fired it up and it was a steady stream of oil just falling on the ground. This tractor is driving me up a wall. I am so sick of this tractor breaking, and I'm not even using the tractor. I fixed it. It sits here for a week. I come to start it up again, and it is, it's so frustrating. On the bright side, we sold 300 bales of hay, roughly. Remember, there used to be a big stack right here. This was all the grass hay we made back early on. Actually, I'm guessing we actually sold more like 400 bales of hay. Now that I look at it, this stuff, there's 40 bales here that an Amish guy still needs to come pick up. He has it paid for. He just needs to pick it up. And this stuff is spoken for as well. And actually, a good bit of the rest of the hay is also spoken for. So here in the next few weeks, we should get most of this hay moved out of here. So that's good. Income coming in because we need it right now because just, with that tractor and this baler and stuff that's just been, winter time, you're fixing stuff, and stuff costs money and it gets expensive pretty quick. As far as the baler, we'll run through what they did. We got two hydraulic lines right here, as you can see, and these are actually really nice, the real tough hydraulic line. Replace them. Those hydraulic lines run through a grommet right there that is jam-packed full and run back through the tongue under the baler, and they run to this cylinder right here. This is the thrower cylinder. It's what moves the thrower back and forth. If you remember back in the summer, right up here at the couplers, they were leaking really bad. It was like fourth cutting. It started leaking on me, and I kind of limped it through. Basically, we barely limped this baler through the rest of the summer because of a few of the issues. But that being the one, those hydraulic lines, it was going to be a really difficult job for me to do it myself. So that's why I just had the dealership do it. The second thing is, baler inspection. So they went through, did all the inspection and everything that they need to do and got it field ready. They put a new bar in here, retimed the knotter and everything, checked all the chains, fluid, gears, that sort of thing, bearings. The other big thing on this baler being the bearing that went out on this bottom roller. So you kind of see there's some new hardware down there, and actually what they ended up doing is having to put an entire new roller on down there because apparently when it broke back in the summer, that roller or the shaft that runs through the roller got boogered up. So I guess they had to put a new or used roller in, fix that. Another thing I've been working on right here is that pile of topsoil. Been hauling it down to the ditch that runs through the one hayfield over there. There's a real bad ditch that runs all the way down to the corner and then down the hill. So I'm about halfway done with that. That's kind of a long ongoing project. I do a little bit of it each day. But I was doing it today. Got about 5 buckets of soil hauled down there. I spread it out, pack it down. We're making progress, but I blew a hydraulic line on the loader. This line right here, blew that, so we got to get that replaced. But the hydraulic shop is closed. I literally just ran down there and it was closed, so I don't know. Yeah, can't do that. So I'm going to start addressing the 966. Once again, I'm really getting tired of saying that. It's really getting frustrating. So I'm going to attempt to take this plate off here and see what I'm looking at. Should just be these bolts. So I really don't know what I'm doing here. Basically, I have no idea what I'm doing. I didn't do any research. So I just don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know. Someone can help me out. I don't know if it's something, if there's like seals in it that are bad. Maybe something that I can go and get resealed, or do I have to get a new part? Because parts are not cheap. Gotta stop spending money. Originally, this whole area down here, all these lines and stuff, they were wet. They've kind of been wet since we bought the tractor, and we thought, and we were told by a local mechanic that it was from the leaking steering wheel, and got the steering wheel fixed, and it was still wet and leaking, and I was like, something ain't right here. So I don't know if I'm gonna remember how to put this thing back together, and I'm probably gonna mess up a whole bunch of linkage and stuff, and this is going to be an absolute disaster. But I can't stop myself from trying to tear into it because it's gotta get fixed. Worst comes to worst, I get the mechanic to come out here and do a service call again on the same freaking tractor. Is this thing coming or not? I don't even know. Come on, it's not coming out. Well, looks like we're gonna have to come back to this thing. It don't feel right. I think I see the problem. Look at that. Look. I don't think that's supposed to move like that. So closer look. I don't think it's supposed to do that. That explains maybe why it was leaking so bad, because that's literally like not even connected to anything. So broken. It's broken. I figured out it's broken. Well, upon further inspection, I found another leak, and it's a new one because it's fresh. It's wet. Turns out that's leaking. Can you see that? Yeah. What is that? An axle seal or something? Can I run it? Can I just run it? Can I just ignore it? I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that thing. Why is it? This tractor. I've had so many problems with this tractor, and it is leaking all over the place, and I don't even use it, and it's breaking. It's just like breaking. But then this tractor, okay, even older, okay, 1968, 1975. This thing's got twice as many hours on it probably. Tachometer stopped working at 3. Hasn't been fixed since. It was a dairy tractor, so you know how dairy tractors are. Yet this thing, I put $2,000 into it over the winter, fixed up a couple leaks here and there, a couple things, and I have not had one problem with it. It's been a great tractor. Nothing leaks on it. It's silky smooth. I might switch to green. I might just buy green tractors because this is really pissing me off. So I blew a hydraulic line here the other day. This thing goes from the cylinder here over to this coupler, runs back, you know, along the loader down into the valve and everything. So got a new hose here, not a big one, it's a short little hose. We got to put it on. It's going to go in there like that, and then it's got to bend up and around, and hopefully it doesn't fight me too much, because these short hoses that got to bend really weird ways sometimes can be a pain to put on. I've been working this loader pretty hard the last week, hauling dirt, filling in a ditch. I hate using front end loaders like this as bulldozers and payloaders. Just, they're farm tractors. They're not built to be pushing dirt and that sort of thing. And so I hate having to use this as a bulldozer, as a payloader, that sort of thing. I'd much rather have a skid loader for that job. But it is what it is. We use what we got. The bucket's got teeth on it, so it does the job. But again, I hate having, it's just really hard on the tractor, you know, having to do that. Bolts come loose and stuff breaks when that happens. Funny story, these rims here are not factory rims. Well, what happened is my papa had this tractor before us, and he just had it for, you know, odds and end jobs, and he would use it to scoop a lot of dirt. He didn't use it for farm use or anything. What happened was he was hauling a lot of dirt with it one year. I think he was filling in a culvert or something. And what happened is both rims, on each rim on either side of the tractor, cracked all the way around, right around the hub, right around all the lug nuts here, completely cracked. So what he ended up doing is going to a steel shop, and they made him, I forget, I think this is a quarter, it's either a quarter, I think it's a 1/4 inch thick steel plate. That's all it is. It's just a plate with holes drilled in it for the lug nuts. Now, it's not factory, so if you actually look, you can see there's an offset from the tire. It sticks it out a little farther, but they're very, very heavy duty rims now.